Live on Stream It Sports NoCo, it's Northern Colorado High School football. This broadcast is brought to you by Jim's Wings, Northern Colorado's favorite wings since 1991. By Pedersen Toyota in Fort Collins, everything cars made easy. And by First Bank. Visit any of our convenient locations in Northern Colorado. First Bank, banking for good. And now for the play-by-play, here's David Haase and Randy McCoy.
Welcome to Windsor, Colorado. Today, live on Stream It Sports, it's 4A football action. The Windsor Wizards host the Loveland Indians in a top 10 matchup. Hello, everybody. I'm David Haase, along with Randy McCoy and Max Fink on camera today. And Randy, we've got a history between these two schools.
Yes, we do, and they're right next to each other in close proximity. Number 1 against number 10. You said there was another poll that you saw was 3 against 8. Either way, it is got a little mustard on this one as the public address announcer went way back.
Yes, he did. Talking about state playoff results, and it favors the home team today.
Yes, it does. But on paper, Windsor is going to have to play one of their better games, I would say. I've seen Loveland play once. They've beat Ralston Valley as well, a 5A team. Windsor is always tough at home. So this should be a wonderful matchup here in Windsor, Colorado. Brilliant sunshine. About, 75 going to 85.
Yeah, great day to play a game. These kids have a good one here. And a rare Saturday game starting before noon. But you know what? The place is full. Windsor, they're getting out here at 8 o'clock claiming their seats.
Yeah.
They knew this was going to be a packed house.
Yes, they did. And across the way there, you see the Loveland fans. It's in the shot, so you'll get to see them. And they're pretty much full as well. A few seats over there.
And they spilled over to this side, too. I think they got a few people occupying the far ends of these stands. So it's a local rivalry. You know, we say crosstown when there's schools in the same town like Fort Collins, but this is no further apart. Just separated by 25.
Yeah, one's east, one's west. And right now, one's number 1, one's number 10. But I think you can probably throw that out. But you can't talk about anything until you talk about the dynamic duo of the Loveland Indians, Mr. Riley Kinney and Winemaster.
Well, both of those kids out there having a great start for their year, as we talked about. They are just shutting people down. 3-0, only allowed 17 points per game.
That was just in one game.
Yeah, just the one game to a top 10 5A team, a bigger class. But Kinney, 8 for 13 for 152 yards, very efficient with the pass. He has 2 touchdowns by rush himself. Winemaster, 31 carries, 262 yards, 7 TDs. He's the workhorse today, and that's who Windsor's going to have to key on. Yeah,
and then, of course, Windsor is always by committee. They've got, they just have football players. They'll have 11 football players out on the field and almost interchangeable.
Yep, I went ahead and looked at their stats, and they got so many kids sharing tackles and everything else. That's exactly what you expect in a good, solid team. Kick goes down, bounces around inside the 10. Has some scramble to picked up. Straight up the middle, got an edge. One man to beat to the outside. Stiff arm tackled near the 40-yard line. Great return after what could have been a disastrous start for the Indians. Isaiah Myers spun his way upfield, and a nice job, I tell you, by the protectors in front of him. They did a good job of just holding blocks.
Yes, Harry Keene on the – I'm sorry, I got the wrong side. That was Myers with the run, and you're right. The Wizards are very fortunate that they were able to get that tackle. And
yeah, he was a step away from making that a foot race to the end zone. Loveland starting out 1st and 10 now on their own 38. Pistol formation set up tight. RPO option, quarterback steps outside, steps away, a couple tackles. Kenny's heading down sideline, 40-yard line on in. It's just a corner race. Can he be grabbed? Nope. But he did step out of bounds.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Riley Kinney.
Yeah.
Well,
in the RPO, the read option, the run pass option for a quarterback now, and that was basically just a run, either give to Winemaster or take it himself. And he saw the end crashing down and took it around the outside, stepped out of a couple tackles, and it was just a foot race and a game-saving tackle on the end. Ball inside the 20. Red zone after one play for the Indians.
And Mr. Kinney is a 6'4", 190-pound quarterback. So
yeah, a strider.
That is not. That's like trying to tackle a lineman on some teams. 6'4", 190 will get you up there in the trenches.
And what's kind of odd about that too? He ran out of his shoe. He made that run without his shoe.
Yeah, that's
where he got grabbed there right initially at the line of scrimmage. His shoe came off, and they're telling him that he's got to go off for a play. Coach McGinn is.
Not exactly happy.
Well, and actually Loveland's going to take a timeout, just get everything settled. So We'll have a timeout on the field, timeout up here. You're watching Streaming Sports.
And we're back here, and we're here at Windsor Stadium, who has, in my opinion, one of the best public address announcers.
Anywhere we go.
Anywhere we go, man. He gives you all the information you'd want to know. So a new rule, player has to go out. I guess when you run out of your shoe, you got to go out too. But
yeah, anytime there's a helmet loss, you always see that, but not so often the shoe.
Anywhere to inject a rule, probably going to be done.
Well, first play and almost a 50-yard run for Kinney.
Yeah, and he's their number 2 option pretty much.
Winemaster straight up this time, spins around, follows lineman downfield, gets tripped up inside the 10, and literally was a trip. And you see the big guys up front for the Loveland Indians just driving straight forward. We'll be seeing guys up there in the middle, but Brendan Bauer, number 62, the center, Colin Morrison, 59, 66, Logan Koch, 68, Josh Sharps, along with 50, Jordan Cardenas. They'll be rotating in and out of there. 57, Travis Bretsch is also. You don't run the ball well unless you got the guys up front blocking. Winemaster again steps into the hole, downside the 5, just dry blocking.
And the one thing we saw, these Loveland Indians beat Broomfield 47-0.
Yeah.
And
right out of the gate.
Winemaster, he does not stop. His legs don't stop.
Well, that's what you see of your good running backs. We saw Goodwin last night down in Longmont with Ingle King the same way. He was a state champion wrestler. He's kind of got that mentality of I won't quit, and you've got to make me. 2 straight runs by Winemaster, gets inside the 5, goal to go, first down. Motion, sweep left, fake. Kinney spinning forward. Doesn't get there. Nice job bowing their neck up in the middle there. It's tough for us to pick up numbers this angle.
One thing we can tell you, there are numbers up there.
Yeah. I think Brungart leading the tackle there among a host of Wizards.
Winemaster 5'11", 185, so he's not exactly.
No, compact. Yeah, no, he's bringing it.
He's a target, but
second and goal.
He'll take it.
Straight toss sweep left, got a blocker out in front of him. Gets the 2, the 1, just short though. Nice job of pursuit there by the Wizard defense, coming across, knocking him down.
Bo Little on the tackle.
One of their leading tacklers from a year ago.
Saved a touchdown, although it may be inevitable, but it's still saved one there.
And we give you more access here on tackles, things like that, but we don't have much on max preps for Wizards as far as the tackles go. The third goal here, big play right off the bat of Winemaster, though, powers into the end zone. What a drive off that front side by their line.
Yeah, it was just
the line was in the end zone.
Devastating, I think, is what you would call that.
Yeah, the line was deep in the end zone, so we know he's going to score, and that is a 6-0 lead. First drive of the game, took 6 plays, and a touchdown scored.
These 4A teams up here in Northern Colorado really having a good year. We've got, Windsor obviously always has a good year. They're going to be there at the end, I'm sure, and Greeley West has stepped up this year.
They really have. They beat Chatfield last night in overtime. We've got them again, too. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is true. So Cody Rakowski knocks that one through. And Windsor's going to have to answer here, Randy. I think it's one of those games where you just need to come out and grind it out. You got the big play right off the bat with Kinney. You want to stop. You have to limit those. Obviously, you want to stay in the game. But as the game goes along, I expect Windsor defense to be able to handle, and stay in front of people a little bit more there. But that was a game changer there right off the bat.
They're only averaging giving up 8 points a game, but they have not seen the likes of Loveland yet.
No, a little difference on the schedule there too.
Again, we go back to Loveland 2 weeks ago, or last week, beat Ralston Valley. who was number 8 in 5A at the time. So
yeah, and always a very good program. Isaiah Salazar, back deep, single return man, stands near his 5-yard line. We saw him last year. He's just one of those do everything, if I remember right, an outstanding lacrosse player.
Just heard from one of the media people from Loveland that a lot of the players here on the Loveland football team also play lacrosse for the Thompson Valley Unified team. So
Rakowski takes a deep kick, nice hang time, danking about the 2-yard line by Salazar. Ringed in though pretty nicely. Several Indian defenders dropped him inside the 25-yard line. So about a 20-yard return, a good number, but coaches are always going to be happy if you keep somebody starting inside their 25.
Garrett Solomon with the tackle, senior, 6'2", 180. Out of Loveland, Colorado. This would be what I would call a double Chamber of Commerce day.
We were waiting for just game time. We waited for this today here too, and we've got a quarterback change. Alex Sharp is starting now, the junior. Actually, yeah, that's got to be I've got to make sure I get the right numbers. Kerry Kosel, excuse me. First snap, game just a couple. I was watching, Landcreed has been the starter and one of the, a fine athlete here for the Windsor program, but he's got a bad foot. And I was watching warm-ups, and he was toughing it out, but I could tell that the pushing off that was not 100%. And as a game, as every athlete wants to go, the quarterback's, that position where if you're not healthy, that's tough.
A lot of familiar last names here with Windsor as the generations just keep on coming, don't they?
Yep. Great thing about small towns.
Big brother, little brother, and you were part of that type thing too, weren't you?
Sweep right side, got the edge. Oh, great job of coming up, making a tackle, scraping off by the linebacker there. Windsor does run that double wing with a single back and generally tries to make sure you just stay in. You got to play assignment football, much like we watched Monarch and Greeley West last week. You have to stay home.
Sean Boylan on that stop, 6 foot, 200-pound senior. Everybody talks about Loveland's offense, but they pitched first 2 games. They pitched shutouts, and one of them was against Broomfield. So.
Yeah. Which is a program that's been in the playoffs for several years in a row.
Broomfield didn't know what hit them, basically, and so we'll see how Windsor does. They've already moved the ball.
So 3rd down, 7 now. They either cross the 35-yard line, the yard to gain. Broken the pattern. Straight dive to the option side, pulls out. Kessel's going to be swallowed up from behind. Nowhere to go. Quickly closing it down. Colby Mock, one of the captains, ran. He saw the delay and the fake of the handoff. I thought it was actually going to be a give. And Mock just shut down the play before it got started. No chance for Kessel to even make the pitch. So Peoples, the senior, will be back to punt.
And this is the thing you don't want to do with Loveland. Even if you don't score, you need to keep the ball 3 or 4 minutes, because you get that Loveland offense back on the field, your defense is going to get really tired.
Rugby style kick. Myers takes it at the 40. Steps around one tackler. It's going to reverse field completely. And we got flags on the field.
Block in the front, and the block in the head.
Yeah, we've got laundry everywhere. So that'll be marked around the 39-yard line. Then Loveland will start back from there. Great job of getting downfield, though, by the Wizards, Randy. There was 5 or 6 players there. Myers tried to do that oh no great play move that coaches love to hate.
Yeah.
And reversing field there, and he had nowhere to go.
Well, at least he didn't go backwards in the yardage. He kind of stayed even and had a couple of good games last night here on Stream of Sports. I was able to cover the Fort Collins Pooter game over at French Field, and which Fort Collins won in overtime, 20-14. Exciting game, homecoming game for the Lampkins, and now they're 2-3 in this 4A, and we all know by the end of the season, Coach Rice has that team playing.
Yep, not a surprise.
And they had McCaylin Moore back, and he was a difference maker.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, folks, they look like a whole different team. Back to this game.
Kenny now, pistol formation, Weimaster's left. Weimaster's takes straight up off the right tackle. Windsor, though, getting right up underneath the play right away. Nice job of getting under the play, number 49. Scrapes off on the outside there to make the tackle. 49, Richie Immel. He got there for. I say you got to get to Winemaster right away, don't you?
Yeah, he got in Winemaster's way and was able to hang on, brought him down. And that you talk about assignment football. He was where he was supposed to be, and he made the tackle, right?
Yep, exactly. So pistol formation again, 2 up backs on the right side of the formation behind the line. Inside give, sweep left side, makes the corner miss, spins him around, first down for the Indians going upfield. It's just that's that kind of inside give you see from those formations. It's so hard to see for linebackers because he's right behind the line of scrimmage.
And what a ball fake on that. That's Rakowski with the run there. Cody Rakowski, 5'11", 160. The last thing you want to have to do is think about a third option if you're Windsor.
Well, and with the 1-2 punch in the backfield makes those other plays even more dramatic. Winemaster gets straight up the middle, dances around, finds some room, steps beside the linebacker too. But when you get 8 or 9 on first down, you're humming, aren't you?
Well, I don't know if people could really see what Winemaster did. He got to the 50, and he literally ran laterally.
Yeah. Great feat.
About 3 yards,
Great
and then
feat.
went up.
Yep.
Folks, everybody can't do that.
Well, that was my point, just saying he got into the hole, he got to the second level, and he stutter stepped and went to the side. And you always see those little drills that athletes do, and that's exactly when those pay off. He had a chance just to trip it over. Second and short now for the Indians. Pulled back, Kenny's looking downfield. He's got one man deep. Thrown pretty late, giving a chance for the defender to come back. He didn't see him in time, and they were working their way out of bounds, so really no play at the end there. Nice job of recovery there by the defensive back.
Well, you know, if he throws the ball about 5 yards quicker, that's a touchdown.
Yeah.
But he didn't see him.
That's a ball later in the season. He won't throw it towards the sideline. He'll take it more towards the end zone.
And have him run under it.
Exactly. But by the time you roll it that far, that was a pretty long throw. It's kind of one of those you need to put both cheeks in it, really let it go.
Well, and as big as he is, he should have just ran for the 2. And
he had quite a lot of running room in front of him. But like I say, they pick up first downs pretty well. Split near side. Winemaster straight up the middle, first down and more. Steps out of one tackle, has got the edge, foot race to the corner. Inside the 30-yard line, take it down, defensive back.
I'm not sure who got tackled there.
Yeah, did his job, drove him out of bounds, had to do it. Braden Martinez there hustled across to save a touchdown.
What lateral movement. That is, as you say, feet. It's
hard to coach that. You just got it.
Well, and
a good forward lean, too.
And what we've heard is, you know, this is a senior class that everybody's kind of been waiting for to you know, they've played together for years, and this is Loveland's year if they're going to do something. Kenny,
straight quarterback keepers up the middle. Gain of about 8. Just a design play.
Again, the ball fake.
Well, you've got to honor it every time, don't you?
Yes, you do.
So another methodical drive coming here with 4:32 left in the first quarter. Loveland already leading 7-0 in the red zone now. 1st and 10 at the 15 of the Wizards.
Corey Wall was in on that tackle. Got in Kenny's way. And
yeah, you big quarterback like that, you need more than one to go get him. Inside sweep again, left. Nice job of getting to the party there. Good pursuit, gain of about 3 though.
Talk about your cutback. We had a great angle on that of what the runner saw.
Yeah.
Good containment there by the.
Well, like you said, you know, playing the assignments inside out for the linebackers there. Defensive end stopped the play. Didn't allow him outside, so contained the sweep action itself. And gets the rest of the defense to the party. Beautiful day here at Windsor. Clear skies. Mostly.
Well, last time we were here, partner, we had
quite the windstorm. Kenny again pulls it back out. Held up at the line of scrimmage, though. As you look at it, doesn't look like that went anywhere, but the dry penetration for the line goes downfield. And being 6'4", he falls forward about 2 yards, so gain of a couple still.
You know, just talking about Kenny for a second, you know, 6'4" quarterback, that's good in any league, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Well, you know, it gives him that visibility, standing back there in the off the center in the pistol formation. This time Winemaster is directly behind him. Still the 2 up backs set on the right side near the offensive line. Bukowski in motion left. Winemaster straight up the middle, slides around off one tackle, just drives forward, but nice job by the Windsor D there. Just a couple, going to bring up a 4th and fairly long, and here comes the kick team.
Well, we saw the first game of the year, Broomfield Loveland. Broomfield scored on 7 straight drives in that game.
Yep.
They're used to driving the ball and scoring.
Finishing it, yeah.
I'd look for a
Rakowski here.
fake here.
You know, early in the game, and you want your field goal kickers to have some repetitions. Not much more than the PAT here. Good snap, good hold. Kick is handled, and it is good. So nice job by the Wizards defense, Randy, stiffening down there inside the red zone. They still give up 3, 10-0 Loveland Indians lead.
You want them to have some repetitions, not a reputation, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, there's just so many live fire chances you get for your field goal kickers in high school.
Yep, if you have the opportunity. Saw a young man attempt a 49-yarder to win the game, try to win the game last night. Harger for
Harger, yep, for Collins.
Yeah, it was close. They'd had 5 more yards, they would have won it on a 44-yarder. You had a kind of a run and shoot game down there in Longmont last night, didn't you?
We had an old school last guy at the ball wins kind of game. It was up and down, and just when Skyline, who was ranked number 3, looked like they're out of it, they'd roar back and make some plays.
One of the most powerful offenses in the state, really, Skyline.
Yep.
Longmont able to squeak it out, kind of big brother kind of showing.
It was the old school showing the new school. So Rakowski here, teed up center. Good loft on the kick. Salazar's going to take it about the 8-yard line. Straight up the middle, breaks the outside. He had an alley straight forward, kind of chose to go the other way. Still fighting for yardage. And out past the 30.
You're right.
Great effort.
Looked like he had.
Yeah, it's one of those where it's like you get to the edge, and that's where you need to accelerate one more step, because he's that type of athlete can make that happen.
Yeah, you're liable to break a tackle or two, and before you know it, you're gone.
Yep.
I feel like for Windsor to have a real chance in here, they're going to have to make some extracurricular plays, like on the special teams or something.
You got to win one of the fastest of the game. Right now, defensively, they're obviously got their hands full with the Indians, but if you win on special teams, that makes a big difference. Cussell underneath center again, single back behind him, sweep left side. Stepped up and spun around to the ground, no gain, maybe a yard.
Number 1 and 20 got to know each other a little bit right there, didn't you? Myers and
Shields. Tyler Shields got airborne there, and shades of John Elway in the Super Bowl way back when. But that was a great play by the corner down there, as you talked about that. He squatted down there and waited for the play to come to him. Great technique. Brings up 2nd and 9 now. Straight give fullback, nowhere to go.
Yeah, this is one of the areas Windsor is not. Typically, their running game is enough for most teams, but they're going to have to throw the ball in this game.
Yeah, and it's just the difference. Kessel's coming in running the offense, but Lancrete's been the starter, so it may take him a series or 2 just to kind of start to get into the game. But the big fellas up front for Loveland making those plays, as we talked about those guys kind of going both ways. At 57 there, Travis Brecht is getting off that pile along with number 71 on the other side, Austin Jones.
6'1", 245.
Yeah.
That's
good to have in the middle, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Colin Morrison as well, 6'3", 220.
Fake fullback, Cussell back to throw, fires it down. He's got the man in the slant. Little underthrow,
caught
out of the air. So the secondary, Cody Rakowski, I thought he was going to pick it, and he just misjudged the ball. Both of them looking back into the sun, looking directly into the sun. The ball tipped off his hands, and the Wizard receiver, this Andrew Peoples, turned around and found it and took it on down to the 20-yard line.
What great concentration by Peoples. You know, he could just let that drop, and of course you've heard a lot about the name Peoples here. And
consistent players in this area, that's for sure.
And that's going to be the last play of the first quarter. So our score, 10-0. Loveland ahead of Windsor. You're watching Stream Sports.
At Toyota, safety isn't an option, it's standard. So features like lane departure alert and pre-collision system are always included on every single Toyota RAV4. To get similar features on a road, Nissan charges over $6,000. They shouldn't. We don't. Just announced, get $3,000 cash back on a new 2018 Toyota RAV4. For other great deals, visit your Toyota dealer today. Or find your Toyota at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
So we're back here live from Windsor, Colorado. Windsor Wizards driving now, 48-yard pass play.
Yeah, Kessler did a nice job, ball faked and stood tall in the pocket and just let it fly. And it's one of those that, the old tip drill. That's why you do that in practice. Ball's up in the air. The receiver found it as it came back down to him.
Great shot there by cameraman, and there's a little
popped his clutch.
Maxwell Fink giving us the maximum effort today.
After a big play like that, that's a tough one to start off with a 1st and 15 now.
Yeah, that's, again, if you're the Windsor coach, because really all you're worried about is what's going on in, end of October, 1st November in some ways, and you're going to have to pass the ball here. So get to work on that today.
Tight formation right, spin, give isolation play going upfield. Nice job of getting underneath one of the captains for the Loveland Indians there. Colby Mock, number 6, got to his legs.
Just enough of a breeze to make it not hot.
Pleasant day.
After this, you're going to a fairly large game as well, aren't you? Over there
going for Ag Day. One of those days that kind of celebrates the originations of CSU.
And who they play today?
Illinois State. Great day for football for everybody. Beautiful weather. Single back, too tight. Isolation play right side. Gets the pick and chooses hole. Gets away from a couple people. Nice job up front. Starting to get a little chippy down there.
Yeah, it is. And
starting to get a little chippy. Nice tackle coming up there, though. Marcelo Espinoza-Diaz finishing. Good squared up tackle, but not before a gain of about 6. Actually, more about 8.
I think Sean Boland was pointing at maybe somewhere they can go to eat afterwards.
I was probably saying over
after
there,
the game.
Yeah, changing pleasantries. Diaz there, I can say that's just a good finish tackle, but it was a gain of actually more like 10. Brings up 3rd and 5. Need to get down to the 10-yard line. Ball in the 15. Coastal under center. Motion, inside flip. And nobody bought that for the Indians.
Mr. Boylan is
making his
I think he's ready to play today, don't you?
Yeah, I do too. Yep.
Dynamic player, but he's also kind of colorful too. It's kind of fun to have somebody in there
that's finishing things.
Yeah. With a flair, would you say it?
Yeah. That will get people excited.
If you wonder where we're at, we're sitting up in the top by the press box, and my partner over here is sitting under a nice blue umbrella.
Good day for the golf umbrella. Big play here now. Windsor going for it inside the red zone. 4th and about 7. Need to get to the 10-yard line. Coastal under center, turn, spins, broken play. Nowhere to go.
4 Loveland Indians on that tackle.
Yeah. Well, and probably because there's going to be no blocking that side. I think he just spun the wrong way, and that's part of the thing being the new quarterback in. And because everybody went to the left side. And unfortunately, that was a turnover on downs for the Wizards. So the big pass play goes for naught. And Loveland will take over. 2 drives and 2 scores.
For those who don't watch a lot of high school football, having a kicker is not a given in public schools.
No,
it kind of is, and maybe in your private schools, but public schools, if you don't have a kicker, you don't have a kicker.
Yeah.
You can work on one. I know your son came in. And
sometimes you just go find an athlete and say, okay, just try to be serviceable. You grab the kid you think has got a chance of doing it, and you make it work. I mean, now for PATs, that can happen, but if you want to win a game on a 35, 40-yarder, that takes a little bit more. So we have a timeout here on the field. 10-0, Indians lead the Wizards. You're watching Streaming Sports. Yeah, we'll have another high school built over here.
So we're back here now. Windsor, Colorado. Loveland taking kind of a unique timeout.
Yep. Everybody went over. Windsor defense right in the field. Public announcer, is talking about the bond issues passed over here. Not only a new high school, but a lot of renovations here to this facility too.
Yeah, they started school a little late because of the construction, and it's not over.
Yep.
As you walked into the stadium, if you're not here.
A lot of things going on in Northern Colorado. Kenny, though, back. Winemaster set to his left. Kind of their usual setup. Winemaster takes it. Fumble, the ball's on the ground. Winemaster finds it. Saves what would have been a disastrous fumble right there inside their own red zone.
Yeah, just weren't connecting.
Yeah,
and
peeled off and took off, didn't he?
Yeah, and it was the same play. It was the same play they've run a few times.
Well, he takes off with the charge, obviously, on it. It gives him a chance to go and pick that hole. And I'll tell you what, Loveland's got size. They look like a 5A team. They've got more size than the normal 4A team across the way, both offense and defense. Straight toss right side. Winemaster upfield. Stiff arms one tackler out to the edge. Downfield looking for people to hit. And it's forced out of bounds, just short of the first down, but
Darren Peoples slowed him down, but ended up being
well, that's
part of the carpet there.
Yeah, as a defensive back, that's still a great effort because you've got to get in front of them no matter what. That's when your coaching takes over what your brain tells you is probably not a great idea.
Yeah, well, he slowed him down enough for somebody else to get over here. Windsor fans want to see a stop here. 3rd and 3.
Yeah, it'd be a great time to force a punt. Crowd out here on the west side of the stands getting into it.
Nobody wide on this one.
Yeah. Straight give at the middle, pulled back by Kenny. He's trying to find some room to run. He's just got the edge. Easily makes the first down. Tackled by 6 or 7 Wizards, but
and that's just the old, we see it all the time. Windsor runs it, Monarch runs it, nobody
taking
wide.
Time, and as they say, he doesn't look like he's explosively fast, but at 6'4", that stride, he starts eating up some ground, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's 4 steps, and he's made 5 yards.
Well beyond the line to gain that time, so first down now again for the Indians. The drive continues.
It's not just the height, it's also the length of his arms where he can
It gets people off of him.
push people away too.
Yep. Still the 2 tight end, 1 wing back right side. Winemaster cuts back right side, one defender outside 10 yards and more. It's just a foot race down the corner. Tripped up inside the 35-yard line. Winemaster's approaching 100 yards already here in the first half.
Yeah,
I think he just turned on the sideline and said somebody. Yeah, great run, great burst there. He shows not only the power running on the inside, we've seen that over and over already today, but that's 2 plays in a row where the speed was the factor, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I think that was Martinez who finally brought him down. We've seen lots of running backs, and some running backs, you tackle. Other running backs, you don't really want to tackle them. You got to, because that's part of the game, isn't it?
Yeah, you got to get in front of him. Murkowski motion, straight give up the middle. Big hole again. Out the outside, 1 man to beat, dragged down by the safety inside the 20. Boy, just credit that offensive line up front, too.
I believe that's Graham Hayworth. No, I can't tell, the 29, is that right?
Yeah, it's 29 for Loveland coming in on the play there.
Hayworth.
And after he gains about 16 yards, then you bring Winemaster back in, so ain't no rest.
No. We'll let you tell your little story today when, talking about Winemaster's thighs, and we'll let you tell your little Rozier and Roger Craig story today.
That could be the hitter, not the hittee. That's where you want to be. Winemaster straight toss left, picks his way through some traffic, spun around, ball's on the ground. Spun, he got hooked by his arm, and then you can see the ball come out. And it's an exciting place to be in that pile. And it is 2nd down, meaning that Loveland got it back. Yeah, Winemaster, he's trying to get through there. He had the ball kind of high. You see somebody just crooked his elbow.
A little out of control there.
Yeah, just got a little high stepping. And you're talking about that further to what you do with great running backs. So I got the chance to get run over by a pair of them in college, and what you do, you've got to get your pads lower than them. You might eat a knee, you might everything else that makes you look like you're the definitely going to be on the hitting end, not the hitter. But no such thing as a bad tackle downfield, and especially against a solid running back that with a burst like Winemaster has too.
That's the saying. You're just looking at the body language of those safeties and defensive backs when they have to tackle him. It's not good.
Quarterback sweep right. Kenny just got to the edge, inside the 10, the 5. Hit, driven out of bounds near the 5-yard line.
And that was a designed run.
Yeah, there was nothing else happened there but a straight quarterback sweep. And you got 10 blockers. You know, there was no way that was going to be anything else, but you wait later in the day if he needs to. That's a play you just pull up your arm and loft a pass. So 1st and goal now. The Indians knocking on the door again, which would be a pretty tough touchdown. Because we're starting to look at 17.
And Windsor is, they're 8 men in the box.
Yeah.
I mean, they're trying.
They're setting for it. Great effort there. It's a lot to handle. We already know what Loveland brings to the game. Snap, Winemaster straight middle, following his fullback lead. Gain of just a couple. Credit the interior of the defense for the Wizards. So 2nd and goal. Clock is running. Under 6 minutes to play in the half, because we kind of expected this would be a fairly quick game in the overall time, just because of the running of both of these teams.
Had 2 total passes so far.
2nd and goal now. Loveland breaks the huddle. Straight back out again, the 2 tights. Flanker fullback set to the right of the offensive line side. Toss, fake toss. Kenny straight forward and into the end zone easily. That toss play gives that linebacker just enough to step outside, and there's that crease. Follows the right side behind. They've got their fullback set behind the guard, wingback set behind the tight end. You've got basically got 6 guys on the right side blocking 4 people.
Yeah, and they were hitting him up around the chest. You're not going to bring him down around the chest. Yeah. You're just going to dance with him for a while, and he's going to just move you right into the end zone.
Rakowski again out for the PAT. Senior left footer. Tough snap. Good job by the holder there, number 5.
Yeah, that was
Zach Rakowski. I'm kind of betting that's little brother.
Yeah, and I bet you he knew he better get that ball down, huh?
Yep, snap was off to his left. He turned around and spotted it back on the tee, and older brother drills it through. So 17-0 Indians lead here in a very commanding first half. Like I say, there's no lack of effort for the Windsor Wizards right now, but there's just too much firepower on offense so far for the Loveland Indians.
Well, and if you're Windsor, you got to be encouraged because you were able to pass that ball 48 yards, have not been able to move it on the ground really.
Now they're going to have to do a little bit more throwing just to give themselves. Coastal just needs to settle in. And you hope your defense can keep the game in check long enough for you to have a chance to come back.
The other thing the passing does is sometimes it will loosen up the
make your
front
linebacker
line.
Start to honor that a little bit more, give you some gaps, and just takes a couple of plays. And high school football, we've seen it so often. One team is on the short end of the stick for quite a while. A couple things happen, all of a sudden the momentum comes back, and these 16, 17, 18-year-olds all of a sudden got that S on their chest again and start playing so much harder.
I would call this a full house, wouldn't you?
Yeah, what a great turnout today. Both these schools. Talked about it before, separated by 25. Rakowski drives this one. Salazar takes it near the goal line, and it broke the goal line. Probably a good thing there, too, because that ball hung in the air quite a while.
He'd have done good to get back to the 20.
Yep. Yeah, sometimes you're just better off letting the offense start.
I missed you last night, partner, to give me the rules for overtime. I knew about the, you got to match the scoring, but I forgot that
everybody
they get it
gets a chance.
10.
Yeah, they start right there. High school, yeah, it's right there. Well, we had enough rules and interesting things happening down in Longmont. We had individual issues with the time clock down there over and over again. Coastal back under center, and we're going to get a procedure call right off the bat. I think there was a quick movement down the line there.
So last night, this is another thing I wanted to ask you. Last night, had about 6 procedure calls, but they let the play go. And then one of them, they let the play go, and then there was another penalty on the back end, then it was, and I thought on procedure, it's dead. Everything after that's dead.
They got the snap going beforehand. It could have been just an illegal formation too, but that's
maybe
still,
that's what it was. But they played through like it was offsides, and then one of them there was actually a defensive penalty as well, offsetting. So
toss left side.
beautiful job of spreading that out.
Yeah, nice job of making that strung out. You're exactly right, to the outside sideline. Doesn't get out of bounds. Gains about 4. One thing we haven't said here today, Randy, too, and every team has a leader. Well, Coach Chris Jones has been a leader for many years here at this Windsor program, and unfortunately, recently he was in a car accident, and concussion and everything else went along with that. He's unable to be on the sideline today, and these kids play hard, and I'm sure he's around during the week, but until he's healthy, which everybody wants, that is a difference maker.
Yeah, so a shout out to Coach Jones.
One of the good guys.
Yes.
Straight get fullback, trying to find some area, get the ball up a little further. I like that call.
Yeah. Well, you got to get back to the basics as well, because if you do that, we talk about foe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which they generally do quite well.
Yeah,
over here.
they're the epitome of it, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, and if you saw there too in the actual setup on the defense that time for Loveland, they went to 2 high safeties, and that was a great play call for that, because now they've got just 3 down linemen. Linebackers are spread out a little bit more room there. Now back to single high safety, 1 more linebacker up in the box. Sweep right side, and very close to first down yards. I think he got it. Yes, he did. Good run, but tripped up, and that's the first down in a while on a continued run. Under 4 minutes to play here in the half. Clock is running. That's one thing last night too, Randy. When they get that ball marked and they start that clock, I thought the officiating crew last night had dinner reservations or something. They were
a little quick, huh?
Yes, it was fast. Coastal snap, takes it back to throw,
offsides.
And we've got a couple issues there. Nice job on the motion. Windsor drew the encroachment call, so they started 1st and 15. Now they get a 1st and 5 back.
Last night we had the holding call crew, so we had.
Really?
Yeah, we had.
Though they always say that you can call it on every play, and they were trying.
And they were trying. A lot of holding calls. But I digress.
Beautiful day here at Windsor, Colorado. All Indians early over the Wizards, 17-0. Wizards are driving, would like to get something before the half. 3:10 left, toss right side. Big gap, takes it straight upfield, got a couple blocks. Near midfield, hard tackle taken down.
Sometimes, coach, you got to say, hey, guys, relax, play ball, because, you have a team come out quick and really dominate you offensively for a while. You start leaning back, but it's like, come on, guys, be aggressive, keep doing what you do.
Yeah, Wyatt Eckler that time just took the toss and hit the hole hard, didn't he? Just burst through that edge, made that play. 1st and 10, Wizards motion short side here. Fake, Coastal back to throw. He's got a man wide open down the middle, but it's picked off by the safety who stayed at home, and I don't think he ever saw him. He knew the man was wide open the middle, crossing the formation, but the ball wasn't thrown out in front of him, and picked off by Loveland, ending that drive.
Caleb Smith with the interception.
Yeah, that's a big safety too. Smith back
5'11", 185 senior.
Yeah, that's I just looking. This is the first time I've gotten to see Loveland's squad as a whole. Across, they've got big kids at almost every position.
Well, people say 5'11", that's for a high school safety, folks.
That's pretty decent size.
That's a good size.
Yeah. Well, not only 5'11".
He's athletic. You could tell the way he ran in his hands.
Yeah.
Probably could be playing offense.
Not even 5'11", but also the weight he carries with it too. So 1st and 10 now. Loveland. Winemaster gives the give on the right side, breaks to the outside, trying to get the edge. Peoples, and he battling. Nice job of Peoples, just going along for the ride, taking him down after 5. But there's a flag down.
Probably holding.
I'm going to guess it's going to be a face mask.
An offensive one.
That's personal foul, face mask, yep.
Okay.
Yeah, because Winemaster.
He had more than his arm, huh?
Yeah, Winemaster took a tumble. He somersaulted forward, and easy thing to do when you're coming across there as defensive back. It's just the hard thing to do is let go.
Well, and you're mad enough right now because Winemaster's
gouging,
sliced you up.
Yeah. 2.5, under 2.5 to play here. 17-0 Loveland. And right now, if you're Windsor, you just don't want to give up a score. I mean, you're down 3 scores as it is, but you don't want to give up definitely a touchdown. Field goal doesn't change the 3-score bit, but I'm not sure what that was supposed to be.
He has a unique way of carrying the ball sometimes, but again, looks like nothing, but he got 5. You know, he took 3 or 4 steps.
Well,
wasn't he really running full speed?
He looked like he was going to shovel it out to Winemaster.
Right.
And Winemaster was not looking, and he had the ball just his right hand only.
Yeah.
And with obviously pretty good sized hands.
Well, good, and also good vision.
Yeah.
And decision making, because quarterback's all about decision making, isn't
Well,
it?
presence of mind there to say, okay, I'm turning this up, making something. And you're right, he did. He got nearly 5. Myers motion to the left, going to throw. He's got a man in the slot right there. Hits him.
He hangs on to it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice hit downfield. Good tackle.
That's Caleb Smith. As soon as we were talking about his defense.
Yeah, Kenny throws the ball on a line there, didn't he?
Yeah, so that's 2 plays by Smith that highlighting his hands. He caught that with somebody draped on him.
Yeah, he took a pop and brought it back in. 1st and 10, Indians again. Strong formation right, Winemaster right side. Takes a pop, stays away from it, got to wrap him up.
Yeah.
And Bulldog down after about 7 or 8.
Yeah, pop don't bring him down.
Yeah. Yeah, you saw, remember that, you've seen that, everybody's seen this film of our vintage age when Earl Campbell gets hit and just kind of snorts it off and kept running, and that's what Winemaster did right there. Go find that on YouTube. Everybody's born after the year of 1995, but that was a throwback hit and run
my
there.
parents used to tell me about Earl Campbell.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, okay. Kenny taking his time, looking to the right side, lofts it in the corner, just throws it away.
Actually had Smith open right there.
Had him. Yeah, I think he
at the 3.
Just casually tossed out of bounds and said go up and get it, but he overthrew him by about 5 feet. I think if he had drilled it, he would have caught it.
Yeah, he gave up on the play a little too quick. Randy McCoy, David Haase here with you. See the Windsor Marching Band going to perform here at half. We'll leave it on so you can see that, you Windsor Wizards fans, although I think everybody in Windsor is at the game.
Yeah, we've got quite a few of them here, but you get to watch us on replay. That's one of the great things about streaming sports. It's a big 3rd down play here for the Windsor defense. Motion. And against Loveland, the line judge is saying. And another procedure call. Basically, that means they've got 2 people in motion. Somebody who's set, and Rakowski went in motion, and somebody picked up a hand, or just all you got to do is twitch a little bit. You can't be in motion at the same time as another player on offense, even if you're eligible off the line.
Only 26 seconds left here in the half.
And we're going to have a timeout, of course. A little equipment issue, or what do we got going on?
Got a pain in the belly.
Actually, I think the 26. So we had a clock run off. We need to add a couple seconds back on.
It's the old hometown.
Yeah, nice job there by the line judge taking a look over there and seeing the clock had started. Because it was after a penalty. The clock doesn't start until the snap.
Yeah, and you, if you're Windsor,
that's okay.
You want to, right now, you want that.
Well, that's a big 3rd down play here. Stops a touchdown attempt, maybe a field goal instead. Kenny delay, Statue of Liberty to Winemaster, hit, spun out a couple tackles, down inside near the 10-yard line. We'll bring up 4th and about 3. And Loveland does take the timeout. So they're going to have a chance to discuss whether they want to go for it with 17:06 left. That's time for several plays, but it's 4th and 3. Timeout on the field, timeout up here. You're watching Streaming Sports.
So we're back here now, 4th down.
Rakowski out for the field goal attempt. The left footer is going to spot it on the side.
And another stoppage.
And a timeout taken by Windsor. We'll just stay here. You brought up an interesting stat while we're chatting over the timeout and the commercials, but Loveland has not allowed a point yet this year to a 4A team.
No, they have not. And as you said, you know, not saying that Windsor isn't going to score, but I'm telling you,
it's going to be a tough road.
Everybody talks about their offense, but equally as impressive is the fact that they have not given up a point. They gave up 17 to Ralston Valley. which, as we said, is a perennial powerhouse.
Defense wins championships.
Yeah.
Keeping the games when the games are going a lot of ways different, that's for sure.
And, Pine Creek has been the dominant 4A team for 2 or 3 years now. And in some polls, Loveland leapfrogged them to the #1 slot because Valor Christian beat Pine Creek in a national game.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Okay, so Rakowski, the firm, the holder and the kicker. Snap back, good snap, good hold. Kick is low and looks to the push to the left and off. So the Windsor Wizards stop.
That's a big deal.
The scoring drive and keep it to a 17-0 lead with 14.6 seconds left. And you know what? That's one of those things you can take into the locker room.
That looked like one of my chip shots right there.
Yeah, just tough angle for a left footer to come around there, and it showed.
Got too much ground, didn't he?
Yep. Stossel comes back out at QB.
So do you take a knee or you try to do something here?
Oh, let it fly. Loveland's still looking for a couple of defenders to come on the field. Linebacker, defensive lineman. Fullback dive, though. Pounces off a couple players, going to gain him a couple, and that'll pretty much do it.
Same difference as taking a knee, and that's
yeah. And that'll run out the clock here in the first half. So after 2 quarters of play here at Windsor High School, the visiting #1 ranked Loveland Indians lead the host 10th ranked Wizards 17-0. You're watching Streaming Sports.
Pay your friends back before they pay you back. Zelle on the First Bank app. First Bank, banking for good.
At Toyota, safety isn't an option, it's standard. So features like lane departure alert and pre-collision system are always included on every single Toyota RAV4. To get similar features on a road, Nissan charges over $6,000. They shouldn't. We don't. Just announced, get $3,000 cash back on a new 2018 Toyota RAV4. For other great deals, visit your Toyota dealer today. Or find your Toyota at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
You're watching high school sports on Stream It Sports NoCo.
So we're back here for the halftime festivities. We're going to let you watch the Windsor Wizard marching band here for you band parents or band grandparents or band uncles or aunts or whatever you may be. We have some schools that the band is equally as popular as the football team, which is the way it ought to be, really.
Kids put a lot of time in. They're spending as much time as anybody else they're practicing too. A lot of early mornings, late hours.
And I'll tell you what, you go put that hot uniform on, drag those quads around for about 3 hours, and tell me you're not in shape.
That's exactly right.
I did that one night with my son in a parent night, and I'll tell you what, those things weigh 30 or 40 pounds.
You talked about, that's not that breathable material they've got there on those band uniforms, and those kids out there, they've got it all bundled up at that dark color on a warm day.
So here you go, enjoy.
We would like to thank our Windsor Theater Band Program, Service Windsor directed by Brett Norman and Windsor directed by Corey Swanson. For joining us today, let's hear it for the pride of Windsor, Michigan! Coach once again, fans of the production of Jeff Progress, assistant band directors, Tom O'Leary, professional instructors, Jeff Perry, Matt Hauser, and Zach Hall.
There you have the band. We'll be back after these messages. You've been watching Streaming Sports here on ASBN TV.
Visual coordinator Carl Grill.
We're back here getting ready for the second half. Randy McCoy, David Haase here with you on Stream It Sports and ASBN TV. Maxwell Fink are shooting the pictures today.
Yeah, early kickoff, one of those rare Saturday games we get, but a lot of fun over here. Great place to watch a game. Well, you've got Windsor, though, right now. They're going to receive the second half kickoff, Randy, and it's one of those, you need to do something out of the box here, don't you?
Yeah, you've got to score to.
Onside kick by Loveland comes on down and alertly covered by Windsor.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, that was one on not only a little surprising, but they just gave Windsor great field position. Number 48 for the Wizards saw that, stepped right up. Hunter Peck, the sophomore.
And I'll be real honest with you, Loveland didn't look like they had their heart in it, even doing it. It looked like the kicker was the only one that knew it was happening.
Yeah,
so maybe the element of surprise.
There's some jogging.
Anyway, just what the doctor ordered for.
Oh, yeah, give him midfield position there. It's like now you capitalize on it if you have that chance. Kessel back under center. Motion left side. Give fullback, but stuffed.
I'm telling you what, you do that on second or third down, I think there's yardage. You do that on first down, everybody in the stadium knows what's coming.
Well, straight up the middle.
They're used to being able to manhandle most teams on first down and get 5 or 6.
Well, that play, I mean, Michael Deshane right there, the senior linebacker, and I keep saying senior over and over with key players on Loveland, and that speaks a lot to it there. Also, number 71 straight up front, just Austin Jones again, just dropping the hammer. Kessel back to throw, looks downfield, kind of up here, and nice job by the receiver coming back to make a play.
Very fortunate that wasn't another interception by number 4.
Yeah, Rakowski down there had a pretty good look at it. Now it's just a timing thing. That's, stepping into the starting job. That's the difference. And as seeing him out there still again tells you that Lancrete is just not healthy enough to go with his foot. Warmed up and he's dressed out, but not in. Foot and a knee injury, and he's wearing a brace. But I saw him in warm-ups. You just tell he couldn't push as hard as he wanted to. And straight across the line of scrimmage here, just defeating a block and getting upfield. Number 59, Colin Morrison.
Been very active the whole game.
Well, 6'3", 220, and one of their leading tacklers. He's got 4 tackles for loss. Now make that 5, averaging 6 tackles a game already.
How's that for a defensive end in high school? And quick as a
across.
cat. I mean, you see how quick he got across that line?
Yep.
And, you're right. You talked a little bit about, you look at the size. This team is right in front of us now, the closest we can be. And they look like a 5A team.
Yeah, they really do. There's a lot more depth and size. Peoples to punt. Just missed the block on it. And he did get hit. Yeah, he's going to get a call, and he should have. People staying down on the. I mean, it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be a roughing or not.
I don't know how he missed the ball.
Yeah, that's actually right. He got there so easily. Number 59 for the Indians. Morrison
just
again.
A flop, so.
Oh, of course it was. But these personal fouls. So yeah, it's going to be a first down. He got in there so early, so alone, as you said. You don't aim at the guy. You aim at where the ball's going to go.
And we've all done it, even if it's been if you've played football and if you've ever. Rush the punter, whether it's JV, 7th grade or whatever, you get in there and you don't really know what to do because do you tackle him? And he just whiffed on the ball. There's no reason he didn't. Couldn't block that.
He almost could have tackled Peoples. And I tell you, Peoples did the right job. He did get hit.
Yeah, he did.
And he finished the play by going down to kind of say, okay, you saw that, right? And the referee said, yeah, he did.
Yeah, and he'll get an Oscar for that.
Uh-huh. 1st and 10 now, Windsor inside the 40. Fullback gives straight up the side, goes around the edge, off tackle, gain of about 3. One thing Windsor's smartly doing, though, Randy, they're staying with their game plan. They've got to be able to run the ball. They've got to be able to run the clock. They have to have, their type of game to come back and win this. And obviously, throwing the ball today is going to be a tall order. Brings up 2nd and 7. Under 10 to play by the time we get the snap here in the third quarter.
You talk about coming back to win. To keep this a competitive game in the second half, they need to hold on to the ball.
Givgan, the fullback, straight forward. And runs right back into a couple of linebackers.
Tell you what, that defensive Loveland, they got a little bite on them, don't they? There's a couple guys that get up quick, Ray, saying, let's go.
Yeah, they're looking around, see if anybody else wants some. I'm not going to say numbers, but I don't think that's not that hard to figure that out. Because there's the chirping still going on. Like I said, these are two schools that know each other well, separated by an interstate, basically. Like most athletes here in Northern Colorado, they've played against each other in multiple sports and
quite different cultures, too.
Yep. The small town versus the multiple school city of Loveland versus Windsor. Dive again, fullback straight off the right guard, going forward. Morrison takes him down, but not until he gets the first down.
I thought the tight end moved fast.
I did too. I was waiting for a procedure call.
Maybe the official was looking the other way. So.
And a great job that time by the line. There's something there the Windsor coaches spotted at halftime. That's the third time they've run that play here, and it's succeeded enough for the first down yardage. One more time on it. Quarterback follow. Coastal's trying to find a spot to go, and he can't. The ball was taken away. I tell you what.
I'd keep going, man. I'd keep going if I was him.
He got a very fortunate call because I thought he wasn't down. His forward progress is what they're going to say. Because he bounced away, and he already had the ball pulled out.
And that's the second time we've seen that this year,
isn't it? You're exactly right.
The last game we did at French Field.
Yeah, Rocky Mountain got a touchdown taken away, and the officials knew it right away, and they had to come back with an inadvertent whistle. Here, I think they're going to say your forward progress was stopped.
Which makes more sense.
So, gain of just a yard on the quarterback follow. Quarterback followed, meaning that he fakes the fullback and then tries to follow the fullback as leading back through that same hole. Bounced off the pile and was grabbed from behind. And
Mr. Boylan was in there.
He
might have knocked the ball out. I don't know, but he did something.
Curl play right side, going downfield. Gain of 5 or 6 there. Nice, solid play on the right. Offensive line of the Indians there is starting to get pushed back against. Nice job, Wizards.
Is Boylan the leading tackler for Loveland, or did you?
No, Morrison is at 6 a game, but they've got 5 or 6 guys in that 4 to 5 range. And just what tells you that's just an active defense, which you'd love to see.
Yeah, I mean,
when you got Morrison along with Boylan and those guys up front, they're chasing the ball pretty well.
And they're in on almost every play. That's what you like to see. Even the plays away from them, they're getting in on the play.
Yep.
But Windsor getting a little
starting to flex it here, but here's a big 4th down play.
Yeah, like I said, they obviously don't have a kicking game that they're wanting to throw out there. So,
and as the ball's marked right now, you'd be talking about almost a 40-yarder. Bit of a breeze in the face there, but that's a pretty good poke for a high school kicker.
Yeah, there's a few we've been spoiled over in French Field, haven't we, with the kickers? And
so Kessel breaks the huddle, brings him out under center. Strong left side formation. And we've got movement. Play calling is changed there and take a little bit of time, and now went to 4th and 10 basically. And that's just a tough thing to do to your offense. You've got a big yard to gain anyway. Now you just became a very big yard to gain. They got to get down to roughly the 18-yard line, near the 17 for first down here.
Yeah, and Loveland feels really good about themselves as a defensive unit. I mean, they're
yeah, they're playing.
I don't think they like that 30 seconds in between plays.
No, yeah, they're playing with an edge. And every defensive coordinator loves to have that as part of his kids on the field. So big 4th and 10 play.
You can't teach that. I mean, either you kind of got it or.
Sweep left side, fake though. Kessel stepping out, not going to get away from the rush. Run down from behind there, number 59 again. Morrison tackle for loss again, a loss of about 15.
And Deshane.
Yeah, Deshane running him down
Another
also.
senior, 6'1", 225. I mean, my gosh, how many 6-foot, 200-pound
guys they have? Quite a few.
Seniors.
Well, and what that really did there, though, Morrison technique-wise got him that play because Coastal faked, sweep left, strong side of the formation, come out in the naked boot, trying to hit somebody underneath, on a drag pattern or down the sideline. Morrison didn't even give him the leverage to get outside, made him reverse field and back into Deshane.
And Deshane was right there, wasn't he?
Yep. So with 6:24 left here in the third quarter, Loveland actually takes the field for the first time in the third quarter. Winemaster upfield bounces off the pile. Short gain of a couple.
And that
nice
was
job
about
up the middle.
That was about all that time, and that was about a net 5 yards for Windsor on that. They started it.
Started at the 50.
Yeah,
right
and
near the 50.
And they made it to the 40. So.
Yeah, that's, like you said, that's a pretty stout defense over there. And if you're going to be one-dimensional, if you can't throw the ball well, you will have issues against Loveland all year long. I don't care who's playing.
Well,
them.
They're selling out for the run. Nobody's even thinking about.
Yep.
Because they can typically get the quarterback for he's going to be able to throw it anyway.
Yep. Kenny, Winemaster is left in the shotgun. RPO, Kenny pulls it back in, cuts up field into the secondary. Downfield pass, first down yardage inside the 40 near the 36 before he's brought down.
Yards after contact. I want to talk a little bit about what that is, as we just saw that.
Well, and very big point there too, Randy. As you say, you're going to get hit. Do you go down? No, he kept fighting, and he got hit, and he gained 6 or 7 more. And those are the way you finish off runs. 5.5 to play here in the third, clock running. Most of this game is being played between the hash marks. Windsor snaps right out of that huddle up there. Solid right side formation, double tight end. Winemaster sweep right side, picking his way across, gets tripped up, steps on, try to get her outside Peoples, and Peoples gets to his legs, gets some help. And we've got another flag, and that's kind of a late one. That's thrown inside.
It could be holding, but there wasn't anybody over there,
yeah,
unless it was behind the play.
Referee conferring with the umpire.
It says there were 6 maroons and 1 white. So
yeah. Loveland is walking back though. Personal foul. So I think it's going to be a chop block. That type of downfield thing. That is certainly stopped.
Loveland, we've seen these teams come to Frenchfield, and we've done games where, you know, those kind of penalties don't even faze them. You know, we saw a Fairview team 2-3 years ago that 15-yard penalty, oh well.
They took it as a challenge just to add more total yards.
Yeah, it never seemed like it fazed them.
So second and about 22, they need to get inside the 33-yard line for the first down. Inside reverse play.
Did not work.
Gave it to Winemaster. Tried to get a little tricky there, didn't they?
Well, he didn't have the ball, so the ball went up in the air, which kind of hurt the faking of it, keeping it in here because it was up in the air and they could see what they were going to do with it.
The mesh between Winemaster and Rakowski, 2 guys that are both used to receiving the ball, not one giving and then receiving. And that kind of showed there just the play. But credit Windsor, though, the defensive ends, everybody here on this right side just stayed home. Yeah, we do see some warming up. Lancrete, who's been the starter this year, warming up on the sideline for Windsor. Kenny back to throw, no pressure, looking around, trying to find somebody. Fires a dart down the sideline, and it's going to be caught. Rakowski, nice job when your quarterback scrambles. Deep receivers come back to the quarterback. Short ones go long, and the comeback pattern on the sideline, he hits Rakowski with just a laser, Randy.
Boy, it might play baseball, huh?
Just that nice short compact release.
I don't think that got much over about 6 foot off the ground.
I know that had some heat on it. Rakowski caught it right on the sideline, goes out of bounds, brings up 4th and 6. Manageable from 4th and about 22. 3rd and about 22.
Obviously, they were saying let's take 2 bites at the apple here to get the 22.
And a timeout's going to be taken by Loveland here on the field. So with 4:09 left in the third, they lead 17-0 here at Windsor High School. You're watching Streaming Sports.
At Toyota, safety isn't an option, it's standard. So features like lane departure alert and pre-collision system are always included on every single Toyota RAV4. To get similar features on a road, Nissan charges over $6,000. They shouldn't. We don't. Just announced, get $3,000 cash back on a new 2018 Toyota RAV4. For other great deals, visit your Toyota dealer today. Or find your Toyota at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Back here, I want to thank our other sponsor, Jim's Wings, the best wings in northern Colorado since 1991. Jim's Wings over off in Campus West.
on West Elizabeth.
West Elizabeth, cross street from Moby Arena.
And I still have that challenge out here. Nobody's contacted me on Twitter at Dave H1923. Let me know if you want to go over and take the test of the Ram Hot Wings at Jim's Wings. I'll buy. And again, you'll cry.
CSU Rams, the game today against Illinois State. 4th down.
Big play here. Windsor's got a chance. Get off the field now. Get your offense back and going. Heavy right side offense again. Winemaster pulled away by Kinney. He's got a man wide open down the flat. Lays it out there to him and caught down at the 1 yard line. What a great catch too. Ball just slightly overthrown, but that's how you catch the ball. You go up with your hands, Randy. 23.
We talked about him on the interception, and now he said, I've got some hands.
I'm two ways.
Yeah,
yes,
I'm two ways.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I picked the ball.
Caleb Smith takes it right in there, and a big 4th down conversion. Not only gets the 1st down, goal to go though from the 1 yard line.
Boy, Kenny gets that long strides.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's just taking his time out there, but he's covering so much ground.
Well, and you have to respect Winemaster, so they fake it to Winemaster.
Yeah.
And
that wasn't a fake this time. Drives right into the end zone. Touchdown, Loveland. So after conversion on the big 4th down play, Loveland scores in one play. 3:34 left here in the 3rd quarter. 23-0 PAT pending. In a game that's just, there's reasons why Loveland is number 1.
Yeah, and again, they would be favored in most 5A games probably this year as well.
I would agree. Rakowski, holder and kicker. A good snap, a good hold. Kick is driven up between the uprights and is true.
And when you get in the state tournament time, Rakowski's going to be a huge asset.
Yeah, very consistent kicker there. So 24-0 now is the score, and it's been all Loveland. Defense just solid as a rock, running the ball well, throwing at opportune times and throwing it well. Don't really see a hole on that team, do you?
No, and again, I saw them their very first game against Broomfield where they had a little unfinished business. They'd gotten beat the year before on a missed extra point.
Yep.
And so they had a little unfinished business, and they came out and really took it out on the Broomfield. And, folks, these are all teams that play nip and tuck games every year. You know, Loveland, Broomfield, Windsor, all these teams, you could throw them all in the bag.
Yeah, and you're going to have competitive games all the time.
And Loveland's just walking through them like there's not even.
Well, they're all on all cylinders right now, offense, defense, and we'll see if there's going to be a quarterback change now for the Wizards or not. If it is, I think it's because they're going to have to start throwing the ball. Rakowski kicking off from the middle of the field, drives it low. This one's going to go to the top, taken inside the 10-yard line by the far up man. Trying to find an edge, get outside, go straight forward. Nice job of getting out to the 25-yard line. Good starting position.
And I don't think Boylan wants to come off the field. He's covering kickoffs.
Yeah, there's one of those guys where it's like, you know what, I like playing football.
Yeah, I don't care what I do. Just get me out on the field, Coach.
Give me a chance to hit somebody. So we do have a quarterback change. Lancrete is back in now. He'd been the starter, and just because the injury held out, and had a decent start to the year himself, but a 5 for 11, 145 yards in the first game. He'd ran for 2 and thrown for 1, and just as a that leader that you have on the field when you don't have him out there as a senior, has been playing as long as he has. That's a big deal.
Eckler came off the field hobbling a little bit, so.
Straight up the middle give, though. Spun around, still on his feet. And a great job of getting downfield.
So, folks, let me tell you, there is something real about getting your starting quarterback back in there.
Yep. Everybody's looking at him there on the fake, and all of a sudden busting straight up the middle.
Well, your team just plays with a little more swagger, and that.
Feel you got more to go through it there. Oh, just barely tripped up. Otherwise, that'd have been a foot race. Myers just barely got a hand on number 20 Wizards as Tyler Shields come around from his right wing back spot. Gain of about 5.
And we'll see if Loveland can continue to play at the level they've played at.
Well, right now, I mean, their defense, I think, was pretty comfortable just stuffing the run. Now they've got to act like they're going to honor the pass, too. Split receiver near side to us here on your screen. Straight give, pulled back by Landcrete, and he's going to be stuffed.
Yeah,
that's one of those.
That's called a 2-for-1, isn't it?
Yeah, well, and I don't think that's a play that right now should be in the play list, frankly. If he's got a bad foot, and just his mobility on cutting and turning like that, he's out there. Obviously, he's a competitor, but
looks like 57 came across the line, and he had a hold of both quarterback and running back.
Dive
just like
left
right
side.
there.
Yep.
That's 6.
And that's just a tough thing for Landcrete to do. You can tell just mobility-wise with the knee brace, along with the ankle. That's tough.
Colby Malk, 5'11", 190-pound junior. So
under 2 to play here in the third.
Probably getting a little warm out on the field now.
Yeah, it's a warm day. We've certainly had worse, but it's midday.
4th and 7, so they're gonna.
Yeah, I was surprised they were considering going for another play here, but now you got to punt it away.
Yeah, you give the ball back to them here. You got the real possibility of a running clock here.
A little surprised you didn't see a pass play there in that series.
Yeah.
Me too.
They, they gained more yards, but ultimately.
There's
they
still
just handed the ball off.
People's little nice land over under, fair catch called. Good punt that time. That time he just took it to the side, the short little rugby punt, got it out there. So Isaiah Myers down on the receiving end, fair catch, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Indians again. Winemaster and Kinney and company.
Talk a little bit about next week. We've got our first 2 soccer matches. Kevin Lytle will be joining me on soccer. Don't know if I can talk Dave into coming up and partying with us, but we got boys soccer. Collins and Fossil. Collins, a top 10 ranked team.
They've had a great program for several years now in boys soccer.
Thursday will be Rocky and Pooter. Rocky beat Fossil Ridge the other night pretty handily, I believe. I didn't see the score.
I think it was 2-0, which in soccer is pretty handily.
Is pretty handily. So, but Pooter is the surprise team of the city, and barely got beat by Broomfield, I believe, with a couple of like a last minute. So we're going to take a break here. We'll be back after these messages. You're watching Stream It Sports.
We're back here now after the timeout taken. 1:22 left here in the third, 24-0. Just a solid, pretty dominating performance by the Loveland Indians here today, behooving their #1 ranking in 4A. Windsor just limited, the ground game. They'll make some plays, Randy, but you can't string together. That's too good a defense over there today for them to string together play after play after play on the ground. Kinney takes a snap, straight toss, Winemaster left, picks his way through the crowd, spins off 1 tackle. But a nice job by the Windsor D, who has had great effort all day long, got over and held into about maybe a 3-yard gain.
Kenny is
we have
he's
a
got
flag on the
kind
near
of a
sideline.
unique way of just handling the ball, doesn't he? But
yeah, it's a hold on Loveland. I think Loveland's starting to, you kind of see there's a little bit more losing their mental edge here on offense.
Yeah.
Spot foul is going to take it back. Replay 1st down. Ball be back to the 20, so it just makes about 1st and 20 itself. 21-yard line.
Of course, you talk about tall quarterbacks that play for Loveland. Of course, Colin Klein is the one that, and he reminds you a little bit of that style of play.
Standard bearer, yes, he would be.
Of course, Klein went on to have a tremendous year, actually a Heisman candidate for K-State.
Yeah,
and
great college career.
Coaching now somewhere, or doing something, but
still in the game. Kenny pulls it back on the fake, looks downfield, got a man right in the middle. A little late in the throw. Taken away by the safety for Windsor. Pat Drill gets back up, taken across top of the head. He's going to get a 15 yards on the end of the drill. Still on his feet, heading downfield. And that ball was just thrown way too much. Yeah, just
too slow, too everything.
Yep. Braden Martinez there playing center field, comes up, takes it away from the receiver. Basically gets his head taken off. He's going to get a personal foul on the end of the play. added to it.
And wouldn't it be fitting that the first points that Loveland gives up to a 4A team is on a bad offensive play?
So we're going to see what the penalties are here. We may have offsetting penalties on the site. Loveland's walking back out now too. We don't have the ball spotted yet even. We've got every official out here. I'm not sure what they're trying to sort out, Randy, because after the interception,
yeah, it was clearly a.
Oh yeah, headgear shot. Yep.
But
and then
they're saying there was something before, maybe.
I don't know if both officials called the same thing. We're going to wave it off. So it wasn't a called grab headgear, just a high tackle that didn't stick. We still have something though against Windsor here at the same spot, so that will negate a long return. They do get the ball back. Yeah, the blindside block.
Okay,
that's the new call. Basically, when you get a chance at a
and
blindside,
you'll only get that from here because we talked to an official
we
for the first game.
What are the new call signals this year? And that is a new one for high school, where a player on a return, generally kick return, punt return, interception, just as we saw there, is unaware of something coming to block them. Just a peel back block, and those are the knockout shots.
But they do get the ball.
Yep, they kept the ball. It's post the change of possession. 1st and 10 now. Lancrete back, hands off, sweep right. And really nowhere to go. Piled up, maybe a gain of a half a yard.
And again, they're right in front of us here, but they're just not able to hold the blocks long enough for the runner to get through the hole.
Well, and Windsor still playing single high safety, one corner on the split end. Myers out there all by himself on an island. They've not challenged that here in a while. And Lancrete with the arm strength to do that. We'll see if that doesn't happen here real soon.
Have not thrown a slant or anything like that.
They're going to have to hurry to get this play off here with under 5 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Blitz coming from the Indians. Pop the right side. If he gets through, he's going to have room. Gain of just a couple. So that'll take us through the 3 quarters here at Windsor High School, where the Loveland Indians, #1 ranked in 4A, lead 24-0 over the host Wizards from Windsor High School. You're watching Streaming Sports.
So we're back here, Windsor, Colorado. 4th quarter, Loveland ahead 24-0. Windsor with the ball at 49-yard line. Randy McCoy, David Haase here with you.
An undoubtable Max Fink on camera, bringing you these shots. Great game today, great day to be outside playing football.
And
give right side and stuffed.
Let's see. I bet you number 10's in the middle of that.
Yeah, and right over there along with Mr. Morrison, and yeah. No, there's some swagger on that D.
You played some defense, and there's nothing more fun than to play defense against a team that you don't really have to think about what they're going to do, right?
Yeah, you're just reacting to what comes in front of you, and right now Windsor is going to have to find something else, otherwise they're just going to be happy to be down 24-0 when the clock ends. Because Lancrete came in, hasn't thrown the ball yet.
Well, and the other thing is just physically, Loveland is physically superior. So when they do that, they're more times than not they're going to win it.
Yep. Now Lancrete back to throw, throws a dart downfield, complete and dropped. Had it just a little bit behind the receiver. And I think part of that, too, that shows some pretty incredible arm strength there, Randy.
Yeah.
Because he was still backpedaling when he fired that downfield. And it hit him in the hands. That was a 4th down play. And so it'll be a turnover and downs. And he got the ball there. That was John Morgan on the seam pattern. But I mean, just a hair behind him and just didn't get it pulled in.
And the other thing, that he was getting ready to become a sandwich.
Yeah.
Of
he was in no man's land.
No, he still took a hit, but he catches that ball, that he would become the meat.
Snap. Kenny Winemaster straight up the middle on the isolation play from the pistol. Gain of just a few. Credit Windsor 1 for blocking and filling these gaps, Randy. They've done a pretty good job of that here in this half.
Well, Kenny's a cool customer, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, and they've also decided, it looks like, we're gonna just try to pound it straight at you. We're gonna run the clock. 10:40 to play, and they'll just grind through it. I do like how though Loveland they come out of the huddle.
Oh, they're ready to play, aren't they?
Their Winemaster toss play right side, first down and more. One man to beat in the sideline, stiff arms and goes.
Of course, when you have a runner like that who basically can bust at any time,
yeah,
that helps. And Windsor typically has that as well. So I mean, this is a
not unknown for either side, but great downfield blocking. I don't think Winemaster got a glove on him until he was about 6-7 yards downfield. 1st and 10 now. Indians at the 26, on the 25-yard line actually for the Wizards, and going into that south end zone. Kenny, heavy formation right again. Motion by Rakowski. Pulls it back out. Got the man in the flat open. Lays it out to him. And caught at the 4-yard line tackle. It's a small critique, but Kenny sure takes his time getting rid of the ball. He's got that long delivery. And
that's what you'd have him work on it, and if he wants to play at the next level.
I'd get that, try to get that ball up a little higher where he can step into it, because he's got plenty of arm strength. But getting that ball up near your ear, get there, and and that's looking for the finer point of things here, because boy, what an athlete, and he's got fabulous touch. I mean, that ball, he laid that right in on Caleb Smith's hands again, and now it's 1st and goal to go at the 4. Winemaster straight up the middle. And
there's no answer for that.
Zone. Yep, it's right in the end zone again. So 9:56 to play. Kenny to Smith, Winemaster to end zone.
Yeah, and we've seen that.
That's
the last 2 touchdowns.
That's not a repeat, folks. In my mind, it is on the field.
And the thing about Kenny, the 6'4", 190 is going to get him looks, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, very athletic.
And he may already be getting looks that we're not aware of.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if he doesn't. Yeah, because he's got a nice touch on the ball, and you can always coach up all those little things as they grow. Rakowski is up and good. Boy, we got flags down there. They came through. Guys are still discussing the play.
Yeah, it might be a little testy. It's against Windsor.
Yeah, it'll be enforced on the kickoff. And it's a personal foul. Frustrations would be the phrase you're looking for here. And actually, point after is good, so it makes it 31-0.
Again, you look at a game, you come in and broadcast the game, you look at it on paper, and you say, well, this is what it looks like on paper. Unfortunately, this game has been exactly what it looks like on paper.
Yeah. It's just
it's a Loveland is a mismatch to most teams. I mean, they're going to be this year.
Well, and it's how well do you keep growing your game, staying with what you do well, but then you cannot lack the faulty effort today by Windsor on both sides of the ball. Their defense has played very hard.
Yes, they have.
And there's been, you strap it up today. If you want to get in this game, you've got to have your chin strap tight.
Well, yeah, there's a few, like I said, DBs in there that's gotten a little more than they bargained for from Mr. Winemaster, making it to the secondary.
Level,
like I didn't sign up for tackling out here. And of course, you know that.
Yep, you get a chance to, like I said, you're making that play out in the middle. I always say when from whatever days it was, there's no such thing as a bad tackle by a defensive back. You get somebody down, it's all good. So after the penalty, McCoy will be kicking off on the 45 of the Wizards. Expect him just to drive this one into the end zone. Pooches up high in the air. And no chance of return there. So Wizards will start at their own 20-yard line. 9:56 to play, trailing by 31. And it's that time now where it's like, okay, what are we building on for our next game, Randy? What do we start doing for the next 2 or 3 games? If they're going to be 2-2, which is not awful. It's still early. That's a good football team they got over there. They're just running into one of the very best.
Their next 2 games are certainly games they're used to winning. Frederick, and forget who you said the other game was, but those are against programs they're used to beating.
Chance to go through there, dive left, Landcrete trying to run the option, heads downfield, spins away from a couple people. Nice solid hit coming up there by Winemaster too. Winemaster at safety.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Landcrete went down. I mean, tell his athleticism is there, but you also tell it's limited by that knee brace. Right now the victories are the small ones for the Wizard. Can they give? And then they fullback drives right into
that's
the teeth of the defense and right into the teeth of number 7, Michael DeShane.
And again, if anybody who's played football knows what it's like to just be overwhelmed by someone stronger and bigger than you.
That's big fish eat little fish. It's always been the way it's been. It's always the way it's going to be.
So last time we did a game up here, we ended up with a windstorm.
Starting to breathe a little, isn't it?
35 degrees. I don't think we're going to hit 35, but the wind is picking up.
Clock running, 8:50 to play here in the 4th quarter. Solid tackle out there on the edge on the sweep by Caleb Smith, number 23. And you do see some of these really prominent athletes on both sides of the ball for the Indians. That tells you, one, Coach McGinn's got every player. He's got his best out there, doesn't he?
Well, they've got one goal this year. They feel like they've been good enough.
Find their way. Landcrete going around the right side, nowhere to go. And trapped behind the line of scrimmage, going to lose about 4. Try to run the sprint option to the side, and right now that's just difficult for him to do physically.
Well, here's the thing I see. You can't make a mistake in your offense. Or it's 5 yards. I mean, because there's 3 guys right there on you.
Yep.
So if you make any mistake on the handoff or on anything, and we've seen it over and over again, they have not run some of their plays sharply, and it has cost them every time.
So the turnover on downs again puts Loveland back out on offense on the 26-yard line of the Wizards. Credit the Windsor crowd, no real surprise. You can still hear people exhorting those kids to keep playing hard, which they are. Give straight up the middle on a little drag play there. A little change in running back, number 27, Cody Donovan, another senior.
And that, again, we talk about you start substituting seniors for seniors. That sounds like a Denver team, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. And we've got to change the quarterback now. Sophomore Zach Rukowski in for Kinney, who gets to take a well-deserved rest of the 4th quarter off. High snap, though, gets away from him, spins away, and just smartly goes down.
And I bet you $1 his eyes were looking to the right.
Yeah.
He had a guy in motion that he was going to throw it to or something.
Well, and also, the center has got a different athlete back there he's snapping it to. Rukowski, as a sophomore, is listed 5'6", 125.
That's a little different than the 6'4", 190.
Yeah, that's a different number target, and
that's a foot difference.
Yep. So you've got to honor that with your aim too. And there's a lot of new players in for Loveland right now. Rukowski, keeper, left side, spins upfield, going to be gathered in after about a yard. Windsor doing a lot of substituting now too.
Pretty class. By Loveland here. Yep. They have nothing more to prove here.
Yeah, nothing surprising about this whatsoever. Coach McGinn and his squad knows Coach Jones and his squad of coaches and everything too. There's respect there. We're going to compete as hard as we can, but No, but if you don't play kids when they have a chance, when you get them in there, you're not developing for next year. As you and I always say, and you've coined it well, your public school, you get who shows up.
Yeah, and that's why Loveland's got such a great senior class, because they've been given opportunities probably all 4 years, and some of them, we saw Winemaster 2 years ago maybe
2 years
or something,
ago,
but I mean
started out to it. Yep.
he's been playing at a high level for a long time. So confusion.
And oddly enough, a timeout with those young players does happen. So they get a timeout on the field, timeout up here. You're watching Streaming Sports.
So back here, 4th down, going to throw out to Winemaster. Brought the starters back in, not able to get the first down. Ball will be turned over on downs. First down for the Windsor Wizards. 6:16 to go, 31-0 here in Windsor, Colorado. And looked to me like the first team defense is still in. I think they want to protect that shutout. They have not given up a point to a 4A team, so I have a feeling they want to do that. And there's almost intercepted by number 3, Winemaster. And we're going to have a flag. It looks like in the area of holding, but and holding, defensive holding. Official did not seem very exuberant about that call or very sure of himself, but I'm sure he's hot just like everybody else. So, or else they weren't really sold on that call one way or another. So first down. And sacked, 59, going to be another penalty there. I think it'll be a personal foul on Windsor. Might be offsetting a holding and then a personal foul because he didn't like to be held, and there was also a quarterback sack. So game getting kind of sloppy here at the end. Nothing else to be decided here. So we got another defensive holding and a personal foul, so those will be offsetting replay. So able to officiate from up here on that. We're so close to the field, it's great to have this kind of view. Got to pick up their hankies here, and let's see, what do we got now? Still 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Windsor football. Lancrete, your senior quarterback, he's 6'4" as well. Lefty, was just sacked, but all that for naught. And Loveland still in there with a lot of their first team. Again, they want to see this shutout stay and overwhelm the offensive line, simply overwhelmed by the defensive line of Loveland. And can't say that I blame Loveland. If I had a streak going of shutouts, I'd want to protect that as well. Second and 15 now. And going to be illegal procedure, I'm assuming. Yep. Illegal movement, something illegal. False start. So now it'll be 2nd and 20. Got to get all the way up to the 45 for a first down. Huge crowd here today. Not sure what the capacity is in this stadium, but sure it's a couple thousand probably. We've been following the crowds, folks. Had a full house at French Field last night. I'm assuming they had a full house at Longmont last night as well. Lancrete and Winemaster with the interception. And boy, when he gets the ball now, he gets to run out of bounds. Lancrete just trying to throw it over the middle, but that's about the only passing play they've tried. So just playing center field, and with that interception, you're seeing a few people leave now here at Windsor. They've hung in there. This game has really never been in doubt. Didn't try really any other pass plays besides kind of the post up the middle. And so Loveland saw it coming, picked it off. Had a couple of others they could have picked off, but that time Winemaster's able to keep it. And you got your second team offense in now. And up the middle, 27. Good hard running. Got number 5 at quarterback, Rakowski. 27, Donovan, running back. But he's a senior, 5'9", 165 pounds. The only difference in him, he's a couple inches shorter and 20 pounds lighter. Similar look as he runs as Winemaster, who will be most doubtedly an all-state running back. 4 minutes now. And Donovan again. Stop for little or no gain. Donovan, quite a utility player. Got him listed as a running back, a linebacker, and a cornerback. In high school, you really do need to be interchangeable if you want to play. You really need to be able to say, Coach, I'll play wherever you want. That's kind of been the mojo for the Windsor Wizards in past years. Rakowski looks, running for his life, looking, and ball dropped. Was able to get rid of it. Myers had it in his hands, it was behind him, but not able to hold on to it. So 4th and 1. Rakowski, so they're going to go for it. not going to kick the field goal, which is kind of the way you do things. And gets the 1 yard. Rakowski, good fake. Fake the pitch out, goes up, gets the first down. 4 yard gain. So the Loveland Indians have come in here and run roughshod over the Windsor Wizards as they've done with other teams. Windsor, a proud program, will definitely come back. They'll expect them to come back, be 4-2. We will see them October 12th against Greeley West, another team that is looking like a powerhouse this year too. So they will have to have their stuff together for Greeley West. There's Donovan again. He's become the primary ball handler now, ball carrier. Cody Donovan. Three-yard gain now. 2nd and 7. Ball on the 10-yard line. Here on Stream It Sports, ASBN TV. This is just a quarterback sweep to the right. Gain of about 5 or 6. Rakowski being groomed, obviously, to be the quarterback next year. Zach Rakowski, 5'6", 125-pound sophomore. If you want to see contrast, you see that between him and his starting. There's going to be a penalty there. Holding on Loveland, which actually works to everybody's favor because they'll probably be able to run the clock out now without scoring unless they break something. Nice breeze coming through the stadium just in time as this game draws to a close. Up the middle for a gain of about 8. Folks, what happens in public schools is you get the luck of the draw. You get a bunch of players who play together for a few years. They stay, they keep going out, which is not always the thing. You know, every year you lose a few players that just aren't interested in football anymore or whatever the case is. But these Loveland Indians have kept all their seniors together. And you see what can happen when they do that, and also have tons of talent. And under a minute left now, 3rd and 11. And think they can probably take a knee. 4th down and 7. It's a handoff, a play they've run 100 times tonight, gain of about 3. And, of course, we're going to call a penalty. .25 seconds left. Waiting for the call from the official. And another hold on Loveland going to be declined. 1st down, Windsor with 25 seconds left. So anyway, one last play here, I think. And just a pitch out. And try and stay in bounds. And they take him out of bounds, 17 seconds, but it stops the clock. So again, 17 seconds left here. 31-0 our score. Windsor's going to come out and try to. They don't want to throw the ball because they do not want to stop the clock on an incomplete pass, and they're going to let this run down, I believe. And that will be the football game, folks. 31-0. Loveland comes out, plays very well, both offensively and defense, and has just been dominant, especially the 4A school. Just been a dominant team so far. So anyway, for my friend David Haase, who had to run out of here quick, had another engagement. That's why you didn't hear him yapping with me. Max Fink from Windsor, our final score here, 31-0, Loveland over Windsor. We'll see you next week for soccer. You've been watching Stream It Sports and ASBN TV. Good day.
It's Northern Colorado High School football, live on Stream It Sports NoCo. This broadcast has been brought to you by Jim's Wings, Northern Colorado's favorite wings since 1991. By Pedersen Toyota in Fort Collins, everything cars made easy. And by First Bank. Visit any of our convenient locations in Northern Colorado. First Bank, banking for good.